What's up guys, welcome to another video. Now today's video is a trick tutorial, and if you're wondering why I'm standing next to this wall here, it's because today's trick is a reverse wall ride, and I'm going to use this wall right here. And if you're wondering what a reverse wall ride looks like, then here you go. So there you go, that's what a reverse wall ride looks like. Now, I would recommend doing it against a wall like this. This is a bando wall. Don't do it near any glass windows because you could potentially crash into them and break something, and we don't want to do that. And now there's a few ways that you can do a reverse wall ride. The most common that I've seen is when people just go for the forward wall ride and then they just kind of yaw around and then they're doing a reverse wall ride. But the technique that I'm going to show you today, I believe is the best technique to get the most reverse momentum and the longest and best looking, in my opinion, reverse wall ride that you can do. And I'm going to break it down. And so let's just get straight into it. Okay, so there's two main parts to this trick. To the reverse wall ride. Let's see if I can do one. Like that. There's two main parts. You've got the first half and then the second half. For the first half, that's what I'm going to show you first. This is your approach and leading up to the second part of the trick. And then the second half is the actual reverse wall ride itself. So with the first part, it depends kind of which way you approach the wall. I like to approach it with the wall on my left, and it will work differently depending on which way you approach it. But the first part, you just want to practice your tracking motion. And this is kind of tracking the top of the wall as you're passing it. And I would say approach maybe from like a 20-degree angle, something like this. And if you approach it from this side, you'll be pulling your sticks away from each other. Your yaw and roll, they'll be going in opposite directions. But if you approach it from this side with the wall on your right, then your sticks will be going towards each other. Kind of like a trippy spin, depending on which way you do it. A trippy spin, the sticks go opposite directions. So you'll be mixing yaw and roll, but it's worth noting that you'll probably be adding more yaw than roll. So that's the first part that you want to practice. So let's do it this way first. So you approach, kind of track the top of the wall, and as soon as your yaw axis has reached 180 degrees, you stop tracking it and just float backwards. Okay, so just track the top, finish with going backwards. Okay, a few more times, track the top of the wall. When your yaw is 180 and you just go backwards, that's when you stop. And this first part is super important because this is how you get yourself lined up for the perfect position for the reverse wall ride. And if you don't get the positioning right, then the wall ride is just not going to work. Okay, so the second part, when you reach your 180, you do a throttle punch and you pitch forwards, and then you roll into a knife edge. It's almost kind of similar to a juicy flick. So you track 180, then do throttle boost and pitch forwards and knife edge. Try it this way now. See, just can't get that way. Now, you'll notice that when I do my tracking, I'm facing up slightly towards the sky, and that's extremely important. When I finish my 180 yaw, I'm still facing upwards towards the sky, and being in that position is perfect, because when you're facing up, that's the perfect moment to give a throttle punch and pitch forwards. Another tip I'll say is just don't be afraid to send it, because the more momentum you put into this one, the better it's going to look. Just like that. So obviously when you roll sideways into your knife edge position, your throttle should be at 0, alright? So just one throttle punch and then your throttle should be at 0 when you're coasting backwards. And it's just going to take a lot of practice, because to get into that motion quickly and effectively, it's really not easy. And I know all about that, because I just can't really do it in the opposite direction. So that's why I say just keep practicing, don't be afraid to send it, and when you feel comfortable you can do the inward wall ride like that.
Oh, damn.
Once you've tracked, face the sky, boom, throttle punch, pitch forwards, and then do your knife edge. And don't forget to drop your throttle. Simple as that. All it takes is practice, and I should know that, because can't do it on my weak side, and I need to practice.
So there you have it, the reverse wall ride FPV with Patrick style. Now, just to reiterate, I'm going to show you what your drone is doing and why positioning is so important. So you're going to come in for the wall ride around about 20-degree angle to the wall, I would say. And then you're going to start your tracking like I spoke about. You're tracking. And then once you've sort of yawed 180, your drone should be more or less in this position. And this is your perfect, and you're traveling backwards as well at this point. And this is the perfect moment where you give your throttle boost, your pitch forwards, and then just go into knife edge. And you should, if done correctly, just coast backwards along the wall for just a beautiful reverse wall ride, and it will look great if done correctly. And I know all about not doing it correctly, because my opposite direction reverse wall rides suck. So yeah, that's the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to practice, and guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace. That's how you do it.